I am live back with you this week. I am going to the Facebook group to put the link if you want to have your comments displayed during the live broadcast, which is what I do every week. And so, welcome to summer for some of you all, especially in the Chicago area. I hear that it is extremely hot there. And so, here in the Phoenix area, I live in Gilbert, outside of Phoenix. Baby, listen, it has been so freaking hot. And this is my first summer here in this area. So I am not used to this heat at all. Like right now, it's 105 degrees, and it'll probably stay that way even at nighttime. Last week, the air went out, and yeah, me and my son Kevin had to sleep on the couch in the living room because that was the only place in the house that was bearable. Like upstairs was like 99 degrees. So we couldn't even stay upstairs longer than 10 minutes. And so, yeah, the heat has been interesting. And then people who have been here in Phoenix multiple years keep saying, "Oh, Kim, it's only going to get worse. Oh, this is just the beginning." And so, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, in Chicago, I hear you all are getting like crazy hot weather, and there it is the humidity. We don't have the humidity, unfortunately. I don't know. Sometimes I'm thinking like I want it to rain as hot and dry as it has been here. But anyway, yeah, it's been crazy. And so I'm going to post a link if you uh, to have your comments appear in the chat, have your image and comments appear in the chat. I will put that link out there as I do every week. And so I'm going to be pretty brief. I think I'm not sure though. I'm not sure if I know how to be brief, but I'll do the best that I can. And so thank you for tuning in another week to Wellness and Wisdom Wednesdays. Ask Kimberly J live. I think I was on here a couple of weeks ago. I've been trying to get on every week, but it just ain't happening. Life is happening, and getting on here every week ain't happening. And so whenever I can get on, it's looking like it's like every other week or something like that. I'm gonna do it, just to build with you all, just to share some wisdom teachings, just to kind of keep you in the loop of what's going on with Journey to Wholeness Center, with myself, and also to hear from you, to receive any feedback or comments or thoughts or questions that you may have about whatever is going on with you. And so I just consider this to be just a very sacred space for us to be in community with each other. And so I am checking really quickly to see if anybody is joining me live. And if you are, hello, good evening, greetings, greetings, greetings. If you are joining the rebroadcast, thank you for tuning in as well. And so I'm just going to give it a minute or so, and then I'm going to get started doing one more quick check. So, before I get started, though, this is June 15th. This is my baby sister Kenda's birthday. So, everybody, no matter if you're tuning in now or later, just send her some energetic birthday love and birthday blessings. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Kenda. I know you're probably not watching this, but if you tune in a little later and you see this, you can say that you saw me giving you a birthday shout out. So everybody shout out my little sister for her birthday. Happy birthday, Kenda. Okay. So let's get started without any further ado. do. So I want to share with you what this topic is about. Energy vampires. So, how many of you have energy vampires in your life? We all do. And so, this topic is all about creating healthy boundaries. That is the only way that we can shield and protect ourselves from energy vampires. And believe it or not, the most powerful energy vampires in your life are those you love the most, those that are the closest to you. And so we're going to build upon that. And what does that mean to have your loved ones be the primary energy vampires in your life? And how do you create healthy boundaries and shield yourself and balance out that energy as much as they drain and they suck from you? How do you consciously and intentionally begin to restore and to replenish and put that energy back into you, because nobody else is going to do it? And so we'll talk about that today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. And so let me start out by asking a few questions, okay? So, how many of you find it difficult to establish healthy boundaries in your life, especially when it comes to those you love the most, your family, your friends, your partners, your children, especially your children? So, let me describe what I'm talking about. So, when things go wrong or astray in other people's lives that are closest to you, do you find yourself like jumping right in and trying to repair and to fix it and to smooth things over? Or are you the first person that everyone calls to vent to when they're in a crisis? There's a family crisis, or somebody is going through something and they immediately are going to call you just to vent or to go off or to even just get your opinion and your thoughts. But it's all the time, it's constant. And so despite whatever you have personally going on in your life, are you that person who just drops everything and begin to problem solve and fix and carry someone else's stuff to really be able to help them with their problems? And again, no matter what you have going on, just kind of pushing yourself to the side and then being that, stand up person to say, oh, I'll help you, or I'll do this, or I'll fix that, or I'll talk to this person, or I'll do that spreadsheet, or I'll call that, or I'll book that trip, or I'll. And so no matter, and then you begin to feel like this kind of energy, like this thing, this feeling of resentment sometimes, because sometimes it begins to feel that no matter how much you do for others, it seems like it's never enough. And so sometimes you do it at the risk of like completely depleting yourself, always jumping in, always trying to save the day, always trying to pick up the pieces, always juggling the balls for everybody else. And then you still got your own stuff to deal with. Or are you the person who is the personal doormat for your immediate family? And I got the doormat terminology from a really good friend of mine. I won't name her name, but she always says that about her family. She'd be like, and she says it jokingly, but I know she means it. She's like, girl, well, I'm the doormat. Everybody just comes and they just wipe their feet on me. They dump everything on me. I'm supposed to fix everything. I'm supposed to make everything. And then when things don't go right, then I'm the first person that they blame. And so, yeah, that's the story of so many mothers, right? And again, it builds up this feeling of fatigue, feelings of exhaustion, feelings of being unappreciated, underappreciated, or you perhaps being that friend that everybody calls to vent to, but when you're going through things, nobody is available for you to vent to, or you don't even feel comfortable. You're the person who everybody goes to. So when you're going through things, it's like, well, what can they, how can they hold space for me? You begin to question if people can hold space for you, and they're questioning it too. Like, oh, you'll be okay. You'll figure it out. You're so strong. You're so ingenious. You'll come up with the solution. And so also thinking about families and being that family glue. Perhaps you're the family glue, and everyone in the family, or you assume, I'm gonna say that you assume that everyone in the family will fall apart if you don't do all the heavy lifting, if you don't plan all the family reunions, if you don't plan the family gatherings, if you don't go above and beyond to keep the family unit together, that everybody will fall apart. So many people are living that experience as well. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it twice because I think it bears repeating. Those that are most invested in your lack of boundaries are the people the most closest to you. Again, those that are most invested in your lack of boundaries are the people most closest to you, those who you love the most. Your partners, your children, your parents, your friends, and sometimes even your coworkers. So those that have the most access to you are the energy vampires that you have to learn how to shield yourself from, or to really be able to establish or create those healthy boundaries within yourself so you can navigate those spaces with balance, with harmony, with ease, so you don't get into that place of resentment, that place of being used, that place of being the doormat, as my girlfriend so eloquently put. And so tonight, I want to talk to you about how you can protect yourself from energy vampires and how to create healthy boundaries in your life. Greetings. I am Kimberly J., spiritual teacher, scholar activist, and master healing practitioner, and the founder of Journey to Wholeness Center. And I am here to hold a sacred healing space for you, equipped with tools and resources to empower you and to help you on your own personal journey to healing and wholeness. And I welcome you to Wellness and Wisdom Wednesdays live. Ask Kimberly J. And so, in this space, as we have been doing ever since February, y'all, I've been consistent. I've been keeping this going since February. And so, we'll sit down, or I'll sit down and share with you some of my wisdom teachings, which could be in the form of spiritual downloads, just things that come to me as I'm like waking up in the morning, or even my own lived personal experiences. It could also be current events or some of my scholarship and research work. And speaking of my scholarship and research work, I want to thank any of you and all of you, if you are listening in and you participated in the preliminary or the first phase of my research study. I just want to say thank you. And so that I have another video about that, that's outside of Wellness and Wisdom Wednesdays, but I just wanted to bring it into this space to say thank you, because I know that some of my viewers in this space have also participated or shared or liked a lot of the content that I'm putting out with my research study. And so with my dissertation research study, soon to be PhD. Yes, soon. I hope so, y'all. This process is long. I've been at it since 2017. So anyway, side note. So, lastly, I will open up this space for you to ask me anything that is on your heart as it pertains to your own evolution, growth, partnerships, relationships, career, whatever it is that you want to build upon. We can do that here in this space. So, just please feel free to add comments because I do go back and I check the comments. If you have any thoughts, if you have any questions, or we can take it offline and you could always email me and we can schedule something, or I could shoot you a quick email back with whatever is going on, or whatever you may have questions or thoughts or concerns about. As an intuitive healer, and I am an intuitive, I often receive messages directly from spirit that can provide you with some additional guidance or wisdom or insight into whatever it is that you're experiencing or going through. So let's get started. And so I always open the space up with a grounding, a brief grounding, or a meditation. I think it is so very, very, very important. And you can all even think about incorporating this in some way, shape, or form in your daily work, as you begin your work day, just taking a few moments to ground into your body, to take a few deep breaths, and to set some intentions for the way that you want your day to roll out, the way that you want your day to be implemented, the way that you want your day to go. And I will guarantee you that you will have a very, very, very productive day. And so it's very important that, at the beginning of the day that we take some time for stillness, and at the end of the night, before we go to bed, that we find that space of stillness, that we kind of put the phone to the side, turn the TV off, and just spend about 5 or 10 minutes in stillness. For me, what works, like I do it every single night, is that I just recall my day. I sit in stillness for about 5, 10 minutes, recalling my day and just allowing my heart, my body, everything to be filled with gratitude. And so I begin to do a mantra of gratitude. I am so grateful that I was able to get XYZ done today. I am so grateful for the food that I ate today. I'm so grateful that I am now in the bed and my day is over. So just little things. So I always, again, before I go to bed, that's my little meditation or meditative period. 5, 10 minutes, finding yourself in a place of gratitude. It will help you sleep better. It will invite more things, or not things, but more experiences into your life that you want more of, because the more things that you are grateful for, or the more experiences you are grateful for, the more you attract to you. And I always say that gratitude is akin to love. The more grateful we are, the more we attract to ourselves. And so that's an incredible meditation to do before bed. 5, 10 minutes before bed. So anyway, again, opening up spaces with grounding and meditation, very, very powerful. I cannot stress that enough. And so let us begin. Let us do that. Let me practice what I am preaching. And so I invite you. If you're driving, please don't do this, but you can still follow with your eyes open. And so I do invite you to close your eyes and just really feel into your body, just allow your body to soften. A lot of us have had really long days, and for me, a long night. I was up really, really late working last night. And so let's just take this moment to connect to the breath, just allowing the breath to settle your body, drawing your awareness to the ebb and flow of the breath. Again, allowing it to settle your body. And as you drop down into your body, you would feel it getting a little heavier as you are intentionally cultivating a practice of grounding as you are meditating. And now take a deep breath from your belly, hold it in your heart, and then softly exhale it out. Take another deep breath from the belly, hold it in your heart, and then softly exhale it out. And take one more deep breath in from the belly, hold it in your heart, and then softly exhaling it out. And as your body begins to soften, I invite you to ask yourself this question: where do lack of boundaries show up in my physical body? And now notice where you are feeling any sensations, any constriction, perhaps in your lower back, or maybe your throat, or perhaps your heart center. As you begin to feel the tightness, the constriction, or even the sensation, go ahead and take a deep breath into that space and just allow it to soften. And now begin to make your way back into your physical space with compassion. Taking a deep breath in, open mouth, exhaling it all out. And so it is. Wow, that felt really good. And so I hope that felt as good to you as it did to me. Even though I was guiding it, I still got some of the yumminess from that meditation. And so again, very brief. I don't even think we were meditating more than 5 minutes, and you were able to go a little deeper and releasing some of that dense energy that comes along with us not having healthy boundaries. Some of that dense energy that comes along when we have energy vampires, like sucking all of our energy dry. And so this evening, that's exactly what I want to talk about: the energy vampires that are closest to us, our children, our parents, our family, our partners, and how we can begin to cultivate a practice of having healthy boundaries and releasing their dense energies that are within us for our overall well-being, for our mental well-being, our spiritual, our emotional well-being, physical well-being, and sanity. So I want to start off by admitting that I am that person. And so that's why this topic is near and dear to my heart, because I still struggle with creating healthy boundaries. I am that person. Even at the ripe golden age of 52, I am that person. So I am super guilty of lacking healthy boundaries at times, especially when it comes to those that I love the most. I am that person who will give it all away and do way too much when it comes to my family, my closest friends, even my clients. I go above and beyond. And it's okay. I just want to say, too, that it is okay to be that person as long as you know how to establish clear and healthy boundaries, first and foremost with yourself, which is one of the most powerful life lessons that you can learn. Because at the same time of giving, it has to be balanced out. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give what you don't have, because when you begin to do that, that's when the feelings of anger and resentment and feeling like you're being taken advantage of comes up. That's where all of that comes up. And in some cases, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Sometimes it could be stories that we're creating because we're just exhausted, because we've given it all away and we're not replenishing, we're not replacing our energy. And so when we're out of balance, we begin to tell ourselves all these narratives. Nobody cares about me. Nobody, if I'm doing all this, but ain't nobody going to do this for me. And why am I doing this? And why am I sacrificing? And nobody is doing this for me. Nobody is sacrificing me. Nobody cares. So we begin to tell ourselves all of these narratives and all of these stories when we're out of balance. And even if it is true, even if it is like, yeah, people want to receive, and if you're going to do all the heavy lifting, they're going to let you, and they're going to even pick up more stuff and put it on you. And so even if that is the case, then you still get to choose how you act and react and how you respond. You don't have to pick it up. You don't have to carry it. And if you are going to pick it up and carry it, do it with grace, with love, without resentment, and without it being a burden or burdensome to your own mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Okay. And so here are a few things that I am inviting you or suggesting that you can do to begin the work of creating and maintaining healthy boundaries within your own being, because that's where it counts. It's not about, being mean to people or cutting people off. And I am guilty of that too. I am cutting you off. It's not about that. It really isn't. It really is about creating the healthy boundaries within me. So I don't even get to that point, where I can feel free to choose to do what I want or not for you. And it's okay. And I can let it go and not feel guilty, because people will guilt you, and not feel guilty. Just say, nope, I'm not going to do that, or that's too much, or nope, I have other plans, or no, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that right now, and be okay with it and keep it moving. And so that is maintaining healthy boundaries. So you don't get to a place where you feel energetically depleted or physically depleted, where you don't get to a place where you feel resentful and unappreciated, and you don't get to a place where you're just giving it all away. And so the first thing that you can do is acknowledge that those that are closest to you are the most blatant and habitual energy vampires. Period. And it's like that by nature. So don't get mad, don't get pissed, don't get, it just is what it is, because people get used to you carrying the burden. They get used to you doing the heavy lifting. They get used to being able to dump on you. They get used to you being able to figure out everything. They get used to it. So don't get mad at them. They are naturally energetic vampires, and that's okay for them to be like that, but it's not okay for you to be out of balance because of it. So in that instance, number 2, Do not be afraid to divest, decouple, go into hibernation, separate yourself, do whatever it is that you need to do to decouple from other people, decouple from situations if you need to, you know. And sometimes people will guilt you, and let them say what they're going to say, let people have their judgments, but know that you need to separate, divest, go away, go into hibernation for your own mental and emotional and physical health and well-being. So what if people get mad? It's natural for them to be mad. It's natural for them to talk about you. It's natural for them not to want you to decouple because you're cutting off their energy supply. You're cutting off, it's like, no, I'm not cooking tonight. No, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing it. So, yeah, they're going to be mad and talk shit about you, but so be it. You need a moment. You need a break. You need to decouple, which goes to my third one: escape. Escape, especially if you have children. And I know that might sound like really cruel, but it's not. Trust me, you cannot give to your children what you don't have. And children require a lot of freaking energy. Trust and believe me, I raised two by myself, and it requires so much energy. And I did not start getting healthy until I began to give myself permission to do just that, to escape. Do a solo weekend getaway. You can't give to anyone if you are mentally, physically, emotionally depleted, and don't feel guilty about it. You'll be back. You'll be right back. And all of what they need and want from you, and need and want and for you to do for them, is all going to be sitting right there. So take the time. Hopefully you have some type of support system where you can decouple. A lot of times we use our support systems and then we just sit and veg out and watch TV, and that's not really decoupling. Go get a hotel room or go someplace for the weekend solo, where you can just kind of regroup and restore and reflect and get your energy back so you can continue to be there for everyone that needs you to be there. Number four, stop being so accessible, or having to involve yourself in everybody else's business. Like, this is the one thing that I have to work through, especially when it comes to my kids, when it comes to my parents or siblings. It's like, oh, I want to go to this place, or I want to do this, or can we go? And I'm immediately like jumping in. I'm immediately, well, let me check the airfares. Well, let me do this. Well, let me do this. And I'll book this. I'll do this. I'll do that. You know what? Sometimes I just have to say, you know what? I'm going to let y'all have it. Or sometimes I have to say, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. Why don't somebody else make it happen? Why don't somebody else do the heavy lifting? Or, you know what? I'm going to fall back. So stop having to get in the middle of everything, of everybody's business, of everybody, what everybody want to do and what everybody got going on, and just kind of pull back. you know the fifth one is really, really important too. Let people fall if they have to. Let them figure it out for themselves, your children included, especially as they come of age. Let them figure it out, even if you have all the answers. If that family is threatened to fall apart, you're that glue, and I'm the glue. I got to do this, I have to do that. Let them fall apart if that's what they're interested in doing, especially extended family. Why do you have to be the person that always pulls together the family reunions and getting the family together and keeping the family together? If nobody else is interested in doing it, let it go. It's not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to save anyone, to save the family, to save your children, to save anybody outside of yourself. And so it's not your responsibility to save others, but it is your responsibility to save yourself, to put on your life jacket first. And so remember that it is your responsibility to save yourself, and you can't help anybody if you're drowning, if you're struggling. Number six, just say no. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't owe anybody anything when it comes to your own health, your own sanity, your own well being. No is a complete sentence. And again, if people get pissed, if people want to talk about you and you missed my birthday party and I really wanted you here, sometimes it's just no. You don't want to leave your home. You don't want to get out the bed. You don't want to go anywhere. And it's okay. No means no. And you don't have to explain it. So that is so very important in establishing and creating and maintaining healthy boundaries, is that you learn the power of no. Unapologetically no. And so now I want to pause. I know I've said a lot, and I want to open up the space for your thoughts or questions or comments. So let me go and see if anybody has posted anything. Keep pushing. Oh, thank you. I love that ring, Dr. Davis. Let me go. I'm gonna go to my stream on Facebook to see if I can see names, because here on my restream, I don't have names. So let me go to this group. Y'all just bear with me. I am slow with technology. I can't see my group on here anymore. Oh, there it is on my phone, just to see if I had. Oh, thank you, Chevis. Thank you. Oh, I knew I should have known that was going. Let me turn it down so I don't have an echo. Thank you, Chavez. Thank you for joining briefly. Yes, please watch the rebroadcast. Please, please do. And thank you. Yes, I do love that Dr. Davis does have a ring. I'm trying, y'all. Anyway, I'll get emotional talking about that because, man, it has been a journey. It is taking so long, so long. All right. Again, if you are watching the rebroadcast and you have some other comments or feedback a little bit later, I do go back and check the comments. And so I will definitely respond. Okay. So if there isn't, I'm sorry, you all. People are jumping in. And so now I'm like checking my phone. So, in closing, if you don't create and respect your boundaries, no one else will. It's not about love. It's not. Because again, I said the biggest energy vampires are those that you love the most. Those are the people who are closest to you. So this is not about love. It is about reciprocity. It is about the balanced exchange of energy. So you can invest energy in others, not a problem, as long as you're replenishing that energy. And you cannot expect others to do it for you. You cannot expect others to restore and to refill your wellspring of energy. It's just not going to happen. It's not their responsibility, it's your responsibility. And again, as the saying goes, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And also, you can't give all your energy away without depleting. There are consequences. You will deplete your own mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional body and energy. And so, again, it is up to you, no one else. You have to be a good steward of your energetic body. So, if you want to continue this discussion or something has been triggering you that you want more clarity or guidance on, please reach out to me. Again, you can post in the comments or you can email me personally at kdavis@journeytowholeness.org. I do, as part of the services I provide at Journey to Wholeness Center, I do offer one on one wellness coaching, intuitive healing, spiritual life coaching. So check out my website, journeytowholeness.org. I also strongly encourage you to check out my meditation library. I have a meditation out there specifically for protection from energy vampires. It is a shielding meditation. So I will put a link in the description about the Journey to Mindfulness meditation library, as well as a link to the meditation that you can access to start shielding and protecting yourself. So, thank you for sharing this space with me again this week. I am sending you love and lots of blessings until we are together again in this sacred community. Stay cool, stay at peace, create your healthy boundaries. And I look forward to speaking with you all maybe next week. What do I have going on next week? I'm not sure. Maybe next week. Sending love and blessings. Good night.